Hi friends, welcome back to our channel. In today's video I'm going to discuss about the journey I am struggled with to do different tasks. I am switching different tasks and projects in the same day. In have that's very feel experience challenging and what I did for to overcome. So let's dive into topic. And I have to-do lists in all day. I have goals I write down, and last couple of days have struggled to do to do in my to-do list, and I dig deep into it and explore what happens to me, and I figure it out that task switching is am paying high cost for it, and that causes me to avoid different tasks because of feel intimidating when I switch to one task to another. Like an example, I have a block of time for reading and writing for my book project upcoming. I want to publish, and the dream I have, the goal, the milestone I want to reach. And what I did is, in the same time, I have blocked out my calendar for writing, for reading, and for learning some skills I am enjoying, happy for learn skills like code learning and MX Excel, and I block out time that same day in different just 1 hour gap. But I'm intimidating the when I reach my code learning, and I sidetrack my system, and I found that the switching cost is very high in one different task, in just in immediately jump into in hourly difference one tasks. Like when I read about the productivity and I dig deep into listen about the productivity, just then I switch into another topic of money, psychology of money, and when I jump into switch into immediate to another I have something. When I listen, it's okay, I can hear, but when I make actions is I cannot do some intimidating experience while I switch to code learning from the books I read, and while exploring about productivity in the same day. I cannot do it. In 1 week I sidetracked, and I found is do focus on one thing at a time. In different desires humans have very happy to learn one or two things the same day and I'm obsessed with, but I cannot do it. And I want to keep my time, and I want to keep dedicated time for something, and if I not achieve, I not do, then I feel like, if like an example, if I want to upload a video on YouTube, I cannot fulfill it, and then my mind is like regret my viewers. I promise in my videos on 3 day in a week, and but when I fail and I cannot fulfill my promise, and that haunting me, because I find that focus, the thing I want to do is very important, and many desires, many goals we have, but we focus, deep focus on the thing what now in this time on my plate, and that's very important to do, fulfill promise, very important. And lesson I learned, what you are doing currently, you full of focus and dedication for it, and do it as much as good you can, the thing you are doing. And the lesson I learned, and now I have more clarity about my life. I cannot do many things in the same time, and that's cause to huge cost. Avoid some promises, and not be not can responsible myself, and be focused the thing you are promised, you are dedicated, you are set yourself before, and while planning, you in your mind, that time you are, when you are planning your day in the night, in your mind, that I can only focus on one thing at a time and avoid another, and I am dedicated time for when I start and deadline. And I realize how many times to need for the particular task, projects, and allocate accordingly, very cautiously. If not, then you are going to planning fallacy, and you are mess it out in your mind and your plate, and you cannot focus on one thing, and you cannot make the thing you are doing more better and more value you can provide your viewers. This all happening, and so keep in mind, when you planning your day and make your to-do list, be careful about focus on one thing at a time. When you are finished that task, you are fulfilled, you have make constraint and deadline, and you are in complete that project, then only you think about the next tasks you need to fill the time, because you mess it up different things in one time. You are feel exhausted, overwhelming, and leads to sometimes procrastination. And you need to deep focus the thing. You can more about the one of famous author Carl Newport's his book Deep Work. You can read it about more about it. That's helpful your productivity. And so the Carl Newport system is his desk, and he have a weekly plan and calendar, and he tracking his projects, and the same time he have many things on his plate, and how he manage his declutter his desk, and only drawer in there is a daily planner, and he going exclusively for he have a system, and he when he divert he feel it his system away from his system, he just mail himself in so and so thing. I promise myself, but I deviate my system and came back his system. Is make a frame for thinking for a knowledge worker, and how to focus the thing that matters in the particular moment. We want to do the project in particular time, and the milestone we want to achieve. We are more disciplined, and we are focused on one thing at a time. And when only thing switch to task is the complete that thing very efficiently. And when we have a system, we need to be disciplined and be focused on one thing. And if not, you cannot produce more from you, and you cannot accomplish, you cannot fulfill your promise. And so I am using the method of A, B, C, D, E, and A for important, and B for the next what important, what urgent, and C I prioritize ABC method follow, and E for eliminate, and D for delegate. Eliminate and delegate is very important things in productivity work. And ABC for you prioritize uniquely, like you have about your health, wealth, and relationship, and you have important and urgent, important and not urgent, urgent not important, and different quadrant, and you use ABC for prioritize according to yourself, and you have make subtasks, make pieces and small pieces that helping you to overwhelmed frustration when you are reach deadline. You are doing all at once, you cannot afford your brain, and you are feel exhausted, and you remember your mind is a survival machine. That's because of you be careful about the focus and dedicate time and your planning and your weekly planner and all thing. Be careful because this very hard if you are not follow some rules, and you sidetrack over the time. And I think this system in all can follow. In my case, I'm start make something even better than when I have not any method a system, and now I have some free mind, like, and I track myself and what I'm doing, and I have my documents, my patterns of thinking and my patterns of what to-do list I have and what don't do not do lists, and I have my priorities, and I know in the some block of in the moment what I need to do. In I have an advancedly planned all of the steps, all of the tasks to do's, and that's feel something calm and cool in myself, and avoid stress in when I follow a system in my life. I have a yearly spread I have, and I write down what happens in where in my life now, and how to progress my life, how to progress my tasks and projects. So I like to learn spreadsheet. That's I know well, that's helps to manage my different projects and all of stuffs. I can evaluate myself about all of the steps I want to do and what I did in past, and I have habits of journaling, and go back in last 5 days back, week back, and year back, and in that day, in that year, in past year, past day, and what I think and what my projects perform, how my project perform. This all helps my spreadsheet, and my journaling helps what I think in that day, in that if I reach my 2024, what I think in December 2023, and you make all organized, and you make track your life, you make you are responsible of your life, all of the segments, health, wealth and relationship. And because very important, I share many times in this channel, you cannot blame others for your life. You only and only responsible your life. And so you make some system, think about you not yet started, write down your goals, 2024 goals, and what you want to make from your life in 2024. Know currently where you are, in what wisdom, in what skills you have, what knowledge you have, how to think about yourself, your life, what you want to look like, because you are going to deathbed and then think about planning and productivity is not the case. So you start now. Just write down your goals you want to achieve, whatever it is you are reviewing. You are make action in each day, each hour. Be careful of your time, because time is finite resource, and 4,000 week. If you live in 70 to just you have in 4,000 weeks in average, in above that, that's best. So you remember this, your life, you create yourself, you design your life, responsible is in your hand. And so be focused what you are doing. When switching in one another task to another, you make sure you complete the one thing, because we are humans. We have many desires to do, many goals we want to achieve, but in only one thing at a time we can focus and we can do. That's, we know it when we are doing a work, and the same time we are in listening a podcast. This cause some struggles in your work you are physically doing. In the same time you are listening a podcast, because you are delay in you are work in, because of you are listening the same time and you are in two tasks at a time. This make difficult to you. This when I writing about the productivity, the same time I listening about psychology of money, is two different tasks in the same time. I cannot focus on one thing. Same happening when we do multiple tasks at same time. So be careful about the multitasking and switching, and complete one task, one project, and then go to another. And this, in my experience, I cannot learn the skills, code learning, because of I spend my time for explore and deep into like productivity and psychology of money and finance investment. In the same time I'm switching. Listening is okay, we can, but we are in the writing a book about productivity. The same time we are listening the about money management, personality development is different task we cannot focus, and we cannot not efficiently use the time, and we are not producing the result that very high value. So be careful for it, and wish you a good life, and thank you for watching.